All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my music production workshop. My name is Emmavie. I'm a singer, songwriter, and producer from London. I'm going to try and stay pointing towards the microphone. I've actually got my phone as a camera, so you can kind of see my setup and see what I'm working with, as well as I'm showing my screen through Zoom. So you can see my digital audio workstation, which today I'm using Studio One by Presonus. This is just this is my favorite program to use when I'm producing music, even though I can kind of use a mixture of all of them. All right. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take you through during the next 1 hour of me producing a song from scratch. I've already, before this point, chosen a sample that I want to work with. It is until it's time for you to go. That's it. Until it's time for you to go by a musician called Jimmy Smith. I'll play it so you can see how beautiful it is. I'm going to chop it up and then we're going to produce something around it. I do have one thing. I have a little bit of a latency issue. So in my ears, I can hear myself speaking like a second later, and also my music comes back to me in a second later. So if it feels a little bit like out of sync, hopefully for you all, it's completely fine. For me, I might be doing like a little bit of a robot thing because I'm hearing myself in my head. Okay, firstly, let me play the track so you can hear what it sounds like. Brilliant. Okay. So that's just an intro to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw that sample into Native Instruments Battery. This is what I use for my sampler and my drums, and I tend to just chop up all of my samples in here too. Everyone has a different method of sampling, but this way I just find to be super quick, super efficient. It has this cool little engine at the bottom that allows me to time stretch the recording and then change the pitch, change the panning of it. I can do a quick EQ and compression here. And in this box, this little window here that shows you the waveform of the track, I can scrub through and select different start points and points to sample the track at. Okay, so now I've got it on the first C. When I hit my keyboard, wait, let me just change the release time firstly. When I press the first C on my keyboard, it triggers the sample. What I'm going to do is zoom right in. You can see there's that little bit of a gap there. And I'm just going to, this is my trick. This is like, I'm giving away all my secrets right now. This is how I would sample quick time when I'm against the clock. Okay, so what I've done, put the first like transient on the track, so the very beginning of the track, right on that first C. The next note up, I'm going to find where the next chord is in this song. I'm just scrubbing through it. Yeah. I'm going to do the same next key. Okay. And all I'm doing is just copy and pasting it. Scrubbing through it. Do I like that moment? Let me go a little bit earlier in the song. That was a nice moment. So that's all I'm doing right now is just finding what do old school producers would call this like chopping up samples, but there's this actual saying for it. Obviously, this is cheating because people used to do that on MPCs. It takes a little bit more skill to do that on hardware. That's nice. So all I'm doing right now is finding all these beautiful moments. I'll find some more moments as well. I want some slightly different chords. Okay, that can kind of work. I've got this thing auto set to 160 BPM. I think I kind of just did like an estimate with how fast the track was playing. Let me just see two things. Let me play it to the metronome and just see that I can get that pattern to fit in time with the track so far. Ooh, that. I think that kind of works. I'll fix the timing afterwards. For now, it's just about getting the idea down. Okay. Yeah. For anyone watching that has never seen music being produced before, and my screen looks pretty alien right now. Right in front of me, I have a Midi controller or Midi keyboard controller. And as you can see, it is synced to work with my program, which is Studio One right in front of me. And when I hit my keys, it is recording these MIDI notes. So these like little blocks of information. And I've synced those MIDI notes with that VST instrument where I've put chopped up my samples, and that was Battery 4 by Native Instruments. Right now, what I'm doing is going into my MIDI note editor, and I'm just going to fix up the timing of what I just played. I'm going to quantize it. Quantize is to fix it to the grid. And then also I'm just going to like stretch. Oh, actually, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go into the settings here. I hope you can see it. Okay, good. Length. Legato means to stretch out the note. When I hit this setting that says legato plus overlap correction, it stretches the note up until the point where it meets another note. And then overlap correction means that no notes ever play at the same time. So it meets the beginning of the next note. That note is then stretched out to the beginning of the note after that. And you'll see it closes up all gaps, put everything in time to the grid. I'm not so sure about that one though, but let's have a listen. No, it sounds like that. Let's change that. Let's see. Yeah, maybe that one. And the good thing about using battery is even though I've done this real quick composition using the samples, I can still edit the start places of all of these MIDI notes. By that, I mean I can edit where the start of the sample is, so I can remix this entire thing, keeping this pattern the same if I wanted to. That last note, what I'm going to do, because I said battery is so handy for time stretching. Was it that one? I'm going to remind myself. Okay. I'm actually going to split that in two. That's the easiest way to do it. So that that next chord plays in time. Okay. Oops, excuse me. Didn't mean to press that. Let's go back here. Let me just check that you're all with me. I see someone saying, yo, that sounds good. Thank you. This is like the quickest way to make some crazy hip hop music. All right, let me just see what that did. I can still fix the timing, but for now, I'm not going to be too precious about it, just so I can get all the ideas down. Cool. So I'm going to rename that channel sample. And I'm going to get up my browser again. And let's get battery again. This time, I'm going to use it for my drums. It takes a little second. Aha, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go into my library of sounds. I've got so many sounds, so I'm not actually particularly sure where I want to start. Let's go. Because I've recently bought this, I think a lot of people have. Let's start with Monty Booker's crazy collection of sounds. Let's see. I like that Trey Rob kick. That's nice. So yeah, I'm just gonna very quickly fly through library of sounds. And more than anything, what I'm looking for is just textures and sounds that feel like they might complement each other. But also I'm trying to create a bit of like, what's the word I'm looking for? A bit of like a sound stage and an environment using these sounds. And the reason I like Monty Booker is that he has a lot of like percussive effects and really strange recordings in his packs. Like that. I'm not too sure what that is. Little things like this. I'll find ways to make that work. I like that snap as well. Let's go to somebody else. Let's find, let's browse. And I'm going to go straight away to the count. Have I got it just as count? I do. And he has some brilliant okay, what I should do is this. One-shot sounds of live vintage hi-hats. They're really interesting. Cool. I'm gonna just cut off the tail of some of these sounds. Sweet. I'm just gonna use that. Let's put it in time. Sorry if you're hearing a lot of knocking. My neighbors are doing some construction work and it is literally on the other side of my wall. So it's been a bit of a nightmare the last few days. I'm gonna try and use this loop, but in an unorthodox way. Let's see. Let's get the timing. Cool. So I want it to be like ticketa, 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 ticketa. I might have to chop it a little, but I'm actually going to mute that sample for a second. Just listen to the metronome. Man, it must sound like that noise in the background is part of the music, but trust me, they're just hammering something really loud, like as loud as they possibly can be hammering it. I'm just quantizing those. I've got to just adjust the speed of it. Slow it down. Almost. And I'm getting that stopping. I hope you can see all of the fine details of what I'm doing. Okay. Let's see. I'm just going to come up with a really simple drum beat for now and just see how it all comes together. I have to remember what the samples are. Okay. So all I'm doing for now is just kind of like counting where the sample. One second. Counting where the sample changes and where there's these like little chord changes. I'm getting a lot of latency, annoyingly enough. But I guess it's because I'm streaming as well. Let me just move that little screen out the way. I hope, yeah, that was blocking the screen for you all. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to add another kick there. There. It should be a little stutter. So yeah, this is like my little quick way of drawing the drums. There needs to be, I'm going to take it off the grid These little kicks should have some swing. Nah, not that soon. It should be actually later. Even later than that. Too late now. But yeah, I'm just gonna create a little bit of flavor. Okay. I'm gonna find some bigger clap sounds. Just check that I'm still with you all. I see, so good, bravo, thank you. I'm gonna layer a bunch of clap sounds. Where are my nicest claps? Actually, I know exactly where to go. My sound banks. Nope, not sound banks, sorry, sample banks. I have some high quality in the hit kit. Claps, real claps. Okay, let's. Oh, that's a nice one. What's the time? Okay. Let's put this. The other good thing about battery, trimming these sounds, making them a little bit more interesting and tuning them. So that first clap is all the way, it's very quiet. I'm going to bring it up, but not to where it peaks. That. Tune this clap to go with that clap a little bit more. Just by hitting. There we go. Something similar with this. I might actually just speed this one up because it has such a long tail to it. Tune it down as well. Not that much. My mouse is not set to be sensitive enough for that little tiny semitone step. I'm just going to pan these. Am I hearing everything mono? Let me see. There we go. I've layered these 3 claps, and then what I'm going to do, send them all into, no, I didn't mean to do that. It's fine, actually, just stay there. Send them all into a bus channel of their own. So I just right clicked, went down to output. The direct output is going to send it to this little thing here on the mixer. So let me just go back to battery. Let's see. What did I just send them to? Yeah, 3, 4. Oh, you know what? Wrong battery. It's this one over here. Aha, sound. Look at me. I thought, what have I done wrong? not done anything wrong. Just click the wrong one. Let's call these claps. Wait, I've got cap locks on. Claps. Then I can treat all of the claps the same. And then also what I'm going to do is when I record the claps in, I'm not going to quantize it, and I'm going to hit all of them slightly different. So it's like a round of people hitting clap at the same time. I'll give you an example. Just, do you see what I mean? I hope that makes sense. Let's have a listen to what this will sound like. I hope you can see it's kind of like a maybe there's a little bit too much delay on one of them, which was that. Yeah, that one's a little bit too lazy. I'm just gonna hit Alt and right, and it's just gonna yeah, put it in time. Okay. Let's use some more of these percussive sounds. I'm actually going to get rid of those claps at the end. I think I want to put like a drum fill there or something. So let's have a listen to it again. Yeah. I'm going to find a bass. But before I do, let's go back to let's go back to adding some more percussion for texture. Ooh, that's interesting. Slow it down. Again, I'm going to use my little stretch friend. Someone said such a vibe. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. Nice. I'm not quantizing anything now. I'll put it all in time towards the end. Still trying to keep it kind of like wobbly and bouncy. I just had an idea. By the way, that was the first time I pressed save. Guys, hit save every 5 minutes. Either way, I have auto save on Studio One, so it literally auto saves every 5 minutes, and it warns me when I close. Hey, do you want to save that? But get in the habit of pressing save yourself. What I'm going to do is put a filter on the sample, make it a little bit more interesting and unique. So let's do that, and then I'll find a bass. We have half an hour. I think I'll be done before then. Let's have a listen to the sample by itself and make it do something interesting. Sorry, you probably didn't hear me for a second there because I accidentally muted that one. I'm going to use a few things. Lossy. This is my go-to filtering plugin. advise you to get it if you want to do some really quick, bit crushing sort of effects with any sounds. I'll show you just some of the presets where it sounds like just going literally just through the presets. Very interesting. Ooh. Maybe it's a bit too much, but I love that. I'm gonna tweak the mix a bit so I get some of the original piano coming through, but also this like chopped, screwed up sound. Nice. I'm just in love with that. I'm gonna move it a little bit. Let's find a bass. I'm gonna keep it like that because I just fell in love. I can already see this being a song on my next EP. Or maybe we can start an auction. I don't know. What do you guys think? Just start bids in the comments, and we'll start at, I don't know, whatever price. Whoever puts the best price in gets this brand new beat. Okay, so the next thing I've opened up is Yuhi's Diva. This is just a really good synthesizer. It's got some great preset bass sounds and other sounds as well, but it's a good starting place. I always go into it and tweak all of the sounds to just like create something completely new. Same with Native Instruments, massive, by the way. But this just has a bit more of a fat sound that comes through straight away. Let's find something. So I want something that is like gritty, especially now that I've like used that filter on the piano. I'm gonna change the attack. And not so much. Bear with me 2 seconds while I turn off my microphone just to see what this sounds like through the speakers. Maybe there's a little bit too much. There we go. Yes, I got rid of the reverb effect on that sound. I'm trying to see if this sample one is in tune. That's one thing about sampling jazz music is the amount of times that file might have been sent around. It might be completely out of tune now. Let's have a listen. Kind of. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that bass line that I was singing a little bit earlier on. I'm going to edit this sound so I get like a glide effect between each notes because I want it to, and also use my pitch reel. I don't think you can see that. The camera just cuts off just where my pitch reel is. On the screen, can you see it on this? In this little tiny area here, if you can even see that, whenever I move my pitch reel up and down, that little piece of information moves. That's as much as you can like tell that I'm doing something other than listening to it. So I'm gonna hit that. Let's go down to there. Okay. Okay. Let's listen to this sample again and see what kind of makes sense to go with these drums as well. Okay. This is kind of me just trying to sing an interesting bass line, work it out on the keyboard, and then record it in, hopefully successfully. Let me try playing that, practice it a few times, and see what kind of like sounds the nicest. Oh. I think that's it. Let's try it. Oh, dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay. Now I'm just like coming up with too many ideas at once. I have to become decisive at some point, but let's try that. Okay, I messed up a little bit, but I can go in and manually fix that. Let's have a listen to what that sounded like. Let me open the Midi editor. I don't want to quantize these because I want to keep it having this sort of like human feeling to it. Let's have a listen to that. Look at you. That's where the little problem was. Ooh, this note should go da to that note. Maybe even an octave down, actually. Let's see. Is it doing too much? I don't know if it needs to do that anymore, but wait, I'm just seeing it's Emmavie's favorite food in the chat. What are you all talking about? I got 20 minutes. Let me stay concentrating on this track. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but I don't think I need to do all that. Oops. Let me just edit how quickly that last pitch bend moment happened. Should be a bit slower than that. It should go up again. Excuse me, can I make this note shorter? make my life easier for 1 second, please. Boom, chum, chum, dum, dum, do. Boom, boom, bow, yo. Bow. Okay. Should I go up and pitch up? Let me listen to that. Yes, it should. I'm just gonna record the pitch row in. Yeah, that was sick. Dun, 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 I need to warm up. Please don't mind my vocals. Wait. I hope I didn't just do what I think I did. I did. Let me draw it in manually because I just recorded over the pitch reel recording I did previously. That's definitely too soon. It's a good thing about these programs. They're just so efficient, so easy. How quickly? There. Actually, I wasn't too soon. I was correct. You need to go up. Excuse me. You are annoying me. Click up. Okay, excuse me. What are you doing? Interesting. See now? There we, oops. Only one. Yes. I was thinking, why is it not hitting that octave? Sick. That is awesome. I'm gonna put a drum fill. Don't know which one. Gonna just find one because I have these awesome samples. I could create one. I'll chop something up. Oops, why do I keep pressing sound banks? Sample banks. Let's go back into my hit kit because I have drum fills in here. Let's go. What's the rock? Sorry if that comes through like really loud. Ooh, I like that, but I'm gonna have to, oopsie, change the speed. I'm gonna bring it down to 80 because it's at 100 BPM. My track is at 160, which is technically 80. Where do I want to stop? Let me see what this also sounds like. Need more skip than this has, I think. There's a way I can get around this. Let me try it. Let me just do it. I'm being lazy if I don't. What was this one called? The third one down. It should be that. I'm going to detect the transients. This is where we start getting into like the advanced music production lessons. But if you're all aware of what transients are, it's kind of like represents all the peaks in a waveform, which in your track will most likely be like your drums, anything that makes like a point in your waveform. What I'm going to do is, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, detect the transients. And then what this does is it creates markers that I can now shift where these drums actually hit in the recording. This could be successful, it could be unsuccessful. What I'm going to do is, let me just loop around this little drum. Let me make sure I solo that and then. Oh, did I choose? the wrong one from that. I should have listened before. Let me see. Yeah, it wasn't this one. Uno momento. Let's go back to those drums. Perhaps it was you. What? Now it's not representing the same one that I loaded. 1, 2. Let's try this one. You know what? I'm going to stop being lazy and actually just go back to battery. Number 3. It was number 3. I'm going crazy. Dum, dum, dum. Number 3. Wait. No. Where's the tracks? Yeah, let's have a listen. 1 sec. You know what's happening is the top of this Zoom screen is was cutting off these little options at the top. I've got everything to auto stretch, so just making sure the information on that sample, I'm actually going to change it to 200, which is what I was supposed to do just then, and I did not do that. Let me go back in there. That way it's not stretching it upwards, it is slowing it down. Here we go. Let's put 200 in there. And that is why I was having that issue of it not sounding like how it sounded just a second ago. Yes. Okay. Let's put a loop on that. Let's quantize this. Let me see what happens. Let's see. Oh, no. Nope. What am I missing? Why is it not allowing me to select this tiny little section? I don't want to draw it. Okay. Not too much. Dun. Excuse me. So I'm trying to. Too soon. Still too soon. I'm stretching them. You see, when it's red, I'm stretching it a little bit too much, which is what it's warning me about. I'm going to just unsnap it. More than it wants me to. I think that is more of what I was looking for it to do just there. You can see all those red lines are saying, eek! I don't like it. That's what it's saying. Let's have a listen to what that drum fill sounds like there. Makes more sense now. I hope I didn't zoom through that. I detected the transients, started stretching the little like beats between each transient to make things longer and push them back a little bit so that I changed the swing of the original sample. So let's go to battery first, because what should happen is that I hear just a drum fill, not anything else. Another quick thing I want to do, because we're coming towards the end. This is a real like simple skeleton for a beat. I'm going to create an effects channel. I'm going to call it compression. I'm going to quickly bust out all of the sounds from the drums onto the mixer and then compress them just so I get a real like smack. So I'm going to do two things. Get a mono compressor. This is my little, it's called parallel compression. You might already be familiar with this, but it is to whack your sounds through a compressor, which effectively squishes the dynamics in your sound, both in terms of the width, because I'm going to squish it to be mono, and the dynamic range in terms of like the volume of each sound, and just gently mixing this squashed version with what we're hearing right now to make everything be pushed forward just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put this compressor up really strong, like super strong. I'm just not even going to be shy about that. I'm going to also put an exciter. Let's search for my exciter. And what an exciter does is it adds some distortion and the compression as well, and it kind of like brightens up the top end. Just have a listen to, I'm going to put it directly, will I? Just for now, I'm going to put it directly on my, my battery channel, just to see what it's doing when I add that compression bus to it. I'm just going to gently dial it in. You hear the difference? Very subtle, but I could hear the percussion and stuff starting to like come forward and get a bit brighter. I'm going to listen without my headphones on my speakers for just 2 seconds. I'm not even going to be shy about it. I'm going to whack it on there quite strong. 5 minutes. Okay. Let's have a listen. I'm going to add one more sound, 5 minutes. I'm going to go with this organ because it's very interesting at times. Again, just for a bit of like more texture, some sound design. Just going to go through the presets until I find something I can work with. Let's play the track with it and have a listen to what kind of fits. Okay. I think. No, not so soon. maybe let's see what vibes. Something like that. I'm just gonna freestyle and see what works. I should do that. Let's do that. I should do that. Yeah. Feels better. I kind of enjoyed that distortion that happened there. Ooh. No break. One minute. I might try that with something slightly brighter. To be honest, this is the most interesting one, so I'm going to keep it like that. Well, yeah, that is 2:30.
Wow. Oh my gosh, I was watching the whole thing, and that was a roller coaster.